Well, hey everybody, it is Saturday. It's December 7th. I know for a fact that it's December 7th because I actually bothered to look up the date before I started recording, which is something I didn't do for like the previous 4 or 5 videos, and I got the date wrong in all of them. And I know it doesn't matter particularly, but I get a small sense of self-satisfaction knowing that I'm presenting somewhat accurate information in this video, however inconsequential it might be. But anyways, let's stop talking about the date. Let's talk about food. I did say in my previous upload, at the end of my previous upload, I said that I was going to heat things up on the channel, and you can probably predict what that means. Yes, I'm going down a dark and painful path very soon on this channel with some of the products that I came in the mail today. But I still have a few things that might be enjoyable and pleasant to sample. Before we get to those agonizing ones, before I go down the tunnel of agony, or whatever metaphorical imagery you want to conjure up to describe what my experience is going to be like trying those. Nope, we're just trying some chips today. All right, not even spicy chips. And I'm going to start with these late night Doritos. These are the Sizzlin Cheeseburger Doritos. Love the design there. It's very alluring. I like this sort of I like the way that the neon sign with the burger kind of like evokes like a seedy diner that you can, seedy like 50s style diner that you can go into at midnight and get a nice greasy cheeseburger. All right, so the marketing worked. I've had my eye on these chips. Typically, I don't like gimmicky chips like this, but the taco Doritos are good and they're authentic tasting. So I figured, well, maybe Doritos are experts at, producing these, like, authentic tasting gimmick chips. So let's give them a try. They do smell. I can smell the ketchup and I can smell the pickle in there. All right, so I'm smelling ketchup, I'm smelling pickle. That's what I want to smell. One thing that's not promising is that I'm having to dig to get, like, a saturated chip. So that's the type of chip that I want. See all that seasoning on there? I had to dig around a bit to find one that looked like that. A lot of the chips look like this. And that is not a good sign. That's not a good sign. If I'm going to pay almost $6 for a bag of chips, I want every single chip in that bag to be totally saturated like this one is. I want it orange. Okay? So that's a little bit unpromising. But let's go. Okay. I can definitely taste tangy sweetness, which, I would assume is the combination of the pickle and ketchup flavors in there. I'm trying to see if there's there's some kind of char or smoke flavoring in there, mixed with what maybe is like beef bouillon powder or something like that. All right. So I'm getting hints. I'm getting hints of hamburger meat. Hints of hamburger meat. I don't really taste the mustard. But I guess a lot of basic cheeseburgers don't have the ketchup and mustard on them, do they? They just have ketchup, pickle. It's just ketchup, pickle, meat and cheese, right? On a bun. I guess that's the classic cheeseburger. I don't know. I don't really eat cheeseburgers. So I guess if that is indeed the classic cheeseburger, then they got all those flavors into one chip. Now, I do have criticisms. Look, if you're going to make a chip that's supposed to taste like a cheeseburger, you need to go all out with the seasoning. I shouldn't be sitting here chewing the chip and then thinking for half a minute about, what I can taste in there. This thing should just be assaulting my mouth with tangy and charry flavors. It should just be doing that. I'm sorry, but they went too subtle on this. There are some chips where I like subtlety. The Paqui Chili Limon chips, perfect, subtle presentation of the lime flavoring. I like it there. But when I'm buying something that's trashy like this, and it's supposed to taste like a cheeseburger with ketchup and pickles on it, the flavor should be like jumping off of the chip into my mouth. and it's just not doing that. These are kind of weak. They're kind of weak. Weak passive chips. I don't like that. I want bold and zesty. If I'm gonna buy a almost $6 bag of cheeseburger flavored chips, you got to give me something zestier than this and bolder. So honestly, look, they taste good. So I am gonna give them a 6. I would give them a 7 if they were bolder and zestier, but I can't. I can't give it higher than a 6 because yeah, you got to go more all out with the seasoning. And, you know, this could be one of these instances where, for whatever reason, this is just an under-seasoned bag. It's happened before with Doritos and other chip companies. I don't know why that happens, but it does happen sometimes. So this could be just a bunk bag of chips. Maybe if I buy another one, they'll be the 7 that I want to. They'll get a score of 7, which is what I want to give them. But I just can't when there's what's the word? A paucity of seasoning on it. All right, more seasoning, please. But anyways, as far as gimmicky chips go, yeah, it's worth a purchase. Tastes pretty accurate. Good chip, pleasant to eat. Not nearly as addictive as my favorite Dorito flavors. My favorite Dorito flavor is Tapatio. I could eat that a whole bag of this size. I could eat a whole bag of Tapatio chips, in half an hour. This is going to take me a few weeks to get through. Honestly, I'll probably just give them to my son because he likes this kind of thing better than I do. Anyways, there you go.